thought I'd start this video off by touching on one of the most common comments and questions I get about how I wake up so early every single day. This is all about being consistent and intentional, and for years, I've worked to create a consistent morning routine. Waking up early is like the gift of time. It allows me to start my day with a sense of calm rather than being rushed. When you rise with enough time to ease into the morning, you can follow a routine that nourishes your body and mind. For me, that's enjoying a quiet cup of coffee, reviewing my food plan and training plan for the day, stretching, rolling, meditating, and simply reflecting on the day ahead. I truly believe success is rooted in consistency. Waking up earlier than what's strictly necessary to start your day may seem crazy to many of you, but this calm, deliberate start has a purpose. This intentional, easy, slow pace reduces the stress and lets me start the day with clarity and focus. By avoiding this frantic rush to get out the door in the morning, I set a positive tone for the rest of the day, feeling more in control and ready to tackle whatever comes my way. Being intentional brings clarity and purpose to our actions, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. When you make deliberate choices, like getting up early, you create a sense of control over your life rather than simply reacting to all of the circumstances. This approach has enhanced my productivity by aligning my tasks with my long-term goals, making these efforts more meaningful and efficient. Over time, this has helped me become more mindful, present, and connected to each moment and reach goals I never thought would be attainable. What is going on, folks? It is time for another video, and it is Friday today. And I thought I'd bring you along for a big weekend of training. We've got a lot going on. My daughter has some of her first show choir performances. We've got soccer games, and I have got a lot of training to get done. I am 22 days out from Ironman 70.3 Wilmington, which means 3 weeks. The race is on a Saturday. Today is Friday. So I have 3 weeks, which means the next 2 weekends are really some of the biggest weekends. Today I've got a swim and then a ride. And then tomorrow I've got a 3-hour ride with some strong 30-minute intervals. And then I've got a run off the bike. And then Sunday the plan is to go down and hit some open water swimming down in Bayshore, followed by a long run. Now, my last video I talked about my shins bothering me a little bit. I have worked on that quite a bit, and that seems to have subsided, but my soleus, which is it's like the weak link in my lower body, continues to plague me whenever I really start to feel like I'm making progress and I'm upping the intensity. So I've been babying that a little bit, stretching it, rolling it, trying to keep it in working order. I've been doing a lot of my runs on the lever. I actually skipped my run yesterday. Took a day off from running just to give it a little more rest. And on Wednesday, I actually skipped 1 of 3 rounds of my track workout. The first 3 rounds did go well, but it was hurting a little bit, so called it quits early. I had 3 rounds of 1,200, 1,000, and 600 meter repeats. I did 2 of the rounds, and the targets for the 1,200s were 6:30. That was not a problem. The target for the 1,000 was 6:15, and then 600s at 6 minutes. On the first 2, I hit no problem, and then was just feeling the calf tense up, getting a little painful, so called it quits early. Hopefully with some of the rest and recovery, the calf bounces back. Tomorrow, I am hoping to be able to run off the bike. If I can't, I will come home and try it out on the lever. And Sunday, if it's still not feeling that great, I'll either skip, which I really hope I don't have to do, or I'll just run it on the lever. But I believe I have 12 miles on Sunday. Today, I've got an hour swim here with the Masters team. Then I will run home and jump on the bike for an hour and 15-minute ride. Well, that was a good workout. That was a hard workout, but I felt really, really good, which is awesome. I feel like my swim continues to just come around and I'm able to go harder, longer. Today was a shorter swim, 3,000 yards, but it was a lot of fast, a little bit more sprinting work, but we were doing lots of IM, lots of fly, back, breast. So those are always very hard days. But I am moving quick today because I have a 9 a.m. meeting to be on. So I have an hour and 15-minute bike, try and get home by 7:30. That way I can just change real quick, hop on the bike, get that 75-minute workout done before I have my first meeting of the day. All right, well, I am back, quick change on the bike. It is 7:35. Pretty good. I got 75 minutes doing a workout called Collins -1. It's an aerobic endurance ride that just kind of varies between 50 and 65% of FTP, just focused on building a wide aerobic base. All right, well, I am almost done here with 75 minutes of riding. I have lately not been turning my fan on in the garage because it's warm. Makes it a little more difficult. I don't have a lot of humidity to try and do any sort of acclimation for North Carolina, but I have been following the weather just to kind of monitor temperatures and the humidity, which it's still elevated there compared to California. It's hard to say where it'll be in 3 weeks, but just trying to do a little more heat prep here. But now I'm gonna hop off, grab a quick little bite, jump on my first meeting, work through lunch. This afternoon, I actually have a call with a potential sponsor. I will say one of the fun things about making these videos is it doesn't make me hardly any money, but it's really fun to be involved in the sport with companies, whether it's product development, showcasing products, things like that, representing brands. So today I have a face-to-face online meeting with a possible sponsor. So hopefully I can share that with you soon. Well, it is 5:15, the workday is done, and I am about to gather up all of my gear for tomorrow morning. Tonight is my daughter's show choir performance that starts at 7 o'clock. We actually have to leave here at 6 because she's got to be there early, and then we probably will not be home until close to 9:30. So I want to make sure all of my gear is together. I'm going to get my bike off the trainer, and pumped up and put inside of my truck, along with all of my other stuff, my shoes, my helmet, all of that stuff. I'll gather up what I'm going to wear when I ride. So that is in the bathroom, grab my running shoes, grab my heart rate monitors, make sure I have it all together tonight. So that way I'm gonna get home late, but tomorrow morning, my plan is to start riding at 6 a.m., which means I need to leave my house at 5:30 in the morning, which means I'll be getting up around 4:30 in the morning. Haven't talked about it on any videos yet, but last week I posted on my Instagram feed, I think it was last week, some pictures of some items. One was a cassette. The other was a tire, a set of brand new GT5000s. And last was this little item, which unless you own a Bike Box Allen tri-box, then you probably don't know what that part is. But a lot of you guessed the answer correctly. And what I said was, I bought these 3 parts. What part is still coming in the mail? And that part is this part right here. It is a Zipp Super 9 disc wheel. And I have wanted a disc wheel forever, but I have never made the investment. But finally, now's the time. And I have the guy, if you want to get a disc wheel, you want to get Zipp rims, you want to get anything you want, the Bicycle Doctor, I'll put his link below, but his pricing is phenomenal. Best price I could possibly find for this piece right here. So if you are interested in getting wheels, and particularly a disc, and want to save some money, I'll leave the link in the description. And this is not sponsored. He's just a great guy. He is in the Midwest and hooked me up. So Monday after my long ride this weekend, I will be dropping my bike off with Raul, who is the best Orange County bike mechanic there is. So I will be dropping my bike off to get serviced, get tuned up, get the tubeless tire put on the new disc, and I might even take my gravel bike down and have him service that as well. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wow, look at that. 80s girl. And my yellow girl.
We're in the show with them. But they get
It is Saturday morning. I'm here at the Arctic, is what we call it. It's the Anaheim train station right off of the river trail where I'm at almost every week. And today, 3 hours on the bike. It's going to be a good workout. The first hour is really just a warm up, focusing on being aero and focused on 60 to 70% of my FTP. After that, we'll move into the main sets where the work is going to be done. And those are 3 30-minute segments back to back. First segment is 80 to 85% of my FTP, then follow that up by an 85 to 90% of my FTP, and then 70 to 80% of my FTP. That'll take me to 2 hours and 45 minutes, and follow that up with a nice 15-minute cool down. So I will probably end up somewhere around 60 miles, I would think. Gonna head out towards the Inland Empire on the trail towards Green River, which is kind of a turnaround point. Then that will get me probably 50 minutes. Then I'll have about 20 more minutes of warming up on the way back this direction, and then I will head all the way down to the beach. And on the way down there, I will get at least 1.5 of the intervals in, turn around and get another 1.5 on the way back with a cool down. Fueling today will be about 300 calories an hour after the first hour. And here's Sujin. There should be a few people meeting up this morning, at least to start the ride out from OC Endurance. Got that jersey.
Matching.
Is it long sleeve? Long sleeve. Come on.
I'm slacking.
I need a partner.
Now you got a big old Ironman over there.
Mr. 5 hours over here. 6 hours.
Ride till the wheels fall off.
Well, ride till tomorrow.
Now it seems like it. I've never ridden my bike for that many hours.
Well, just made the turnaround. It is quite foggy out here. A little bit chilly, actually. Glad I put the arm sleeves on. But I have 15 minutes until I start the first of 3 segments. I won't even call them intervals because there's no rest between. It's basically 90 minutes of work. Unfortunately, my 3 segments just got delayed. There was an accident on the bike trail. A fellow triathlete was riding, and unfortunately, a lot of times there are walkers and runners on the trail that don't pay attention. So they cross over into oncoming traffic. They walk across the entire trail, a group of them, and this person just stepped right on to the trail. And Jeff, I'll give his first name, unfortunately hit this person, went down. It's pretty banged up. Had to call 911, wait for the ambulance, paramedics, talk to his wife, and he is headed to the hospital. I think he's going to be okay. Unfortunately, he's supposed to be racing Ironman California here in a few weeks. So hopefully he recovers quickly. But now I'm 1 minute away from starting the work. All right, well, I am done with the ride. Just over 3 hours, about like 2 minutes. And I am back. Because of the accident, I'm going to skip the run here and go ahead and go home and do it on the lever. Tryouts went really well.
At first, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Because my passing was everywhere. And then once I locked in, I was doing really good.
Awesome. And so then they offered you a spot on Team 1.
Yep.
Wow, middle blocker, middle hitter, is that the right?
Middle blocker, middle hitter, yes.
Congratulations. Oh, sleepy girl, sleeping in, lounging.
Yay!
Yeah, so we need to leave here in 45 minutes for your soccer game. You got a soccer game.
I know, but I haven't ate yet.
You better eat. And wearing reds and bring blacks. All right, well, I am all cleaned up, and Evelyn and I are about to head out to her soccer game. Christina's going to meet us there. Christina and Emmeline were at volleyball tryouts today. You heard that phone call. Emmeline is super excited. She made the top team with the position she wanted. She wanted to be middle blocker hitter. Got that. It was kind of a surprise because they weren't going to let the kids know. They typically do not let kids know that they made the team until the evening after they've seen everybody, and then there's another tryout tomorrow. But the kids that they knew they wanted on the team, before they left, they let them know. So it was a big surprise to her. She's super excited. They went to Starbucks to celebrate, so Christina's gonna meet us at the game. But I also heard back from the gentleman that crashed earlier today. I heard back from his wife, and he, thankfully, good and bad news, his scans are clear, so no head trauma, no back trauma, things like that. But unfortunately, based on the pain that he was having, I kind of figured he has a broken collarbone. So, Jeff, I am so sorry. Injuries like that leading right into an Ironman, so frustrating. He's weeks away from Ironman California, so I can only assume that he's not going to be able to do that race with a broken collarbone, and his poor eye was pretty cut up. But one of the reasons I actually got rid of my mountain bike when I started doing Ironman in 2006 was because I had this fear of training and doing all of this effort and then getting hurt. Right before an Ironman, you make all of that investment in time and money and then breaking my collarbone. That's always been one of my fears, is breaking my collarbone. So, Jeff, I'm so sorry, but hey, all of you, I would love for you to do me a favor. Pause this video right now, head down to the comments and leave Jeff a well wishes, get better soon comment, and I will get all those comments and I'm gonna send them to him. So hit pause, leave him a get well soon comment. I would greatly appreciate that. But now we got to hit the road because it's time to play soccer. Real quick, I almost forgot. I did not get my run in on the lever because I ran out of time today. Had to get home for the soccer game with the accident. There was probably at least 30 or 40 minutes there waiting for emergency services. So I did knock out the 3-hour bike, but the run is going to have to wait. I think once I get back from soccer should be done by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I think. And then we don't have my daughter's performance. She has her third and final night of show choir performance. I am volunteering at the gift table, I believe. So lots of parent volunteering involved with show choir. Just a warning if you got a little one. Lots of volunteering, lots of donations required. So this whole show choir thing is a lot of work. But Emmeline loves it, and I will be selling something tonight. Selling spirit wear, or I'm at the gift table or the snack table. Hopefully I'm at the snack table, because I'll make sure I make some donations if I'm at the snack table. Which means it'll be another late night. Last night, didn't get in bed and to sleep until after 10 o'clock because we got home from the show choir performance, winding down, people were hungry. So my sleep is a little bit lacking this last few days. This is our favorite Hamilton song. Come on, Evie! Come on, Evie! All right, well, the show has started. I was working the table. It was super busy, but now nothing for an hour until intermission. Well, it is Sunday morning. It's a little bit foggy out there this morning. I kind of glad I'm going to run on the treadmill this morning. I did sleep in a little bit. It is about 6 in the morning, which is, that's rare. I did wake up at 4:30, just naturally, then kind of forced myself to fall back asleep, then woke up around 5:15 and just kind of forced myself to stay in bed and rest a little bit. Just because I'm not on the time crunch and we have been out late the last few nights, so if I could just doze off a little bit more, just get a little extra sleep, I wanted to get it. So now I am up, gonna have my cup of coffee, have a little something to eat, and then hit the treadmill. All right, well, time to get this run going. I have procrastinated long enough. It's actually nice not to be under a bunch of pressure to knock this out super early because the game is a little later today. We've got a soccer game, and then this evening we have Emmeline's commit day to volleyball. And maybe I might try and run my bike down to Raul to get it tuned up, get the disc wheel all mounted, get the tire on there, all of that stuff. So that way I can pick it up early this week. But right now we've got 12 miles at a pace of 7:45 to 8-minute miles. Should be fairly easy on the treadmill using the lever, and should keep the heart rate low, should keep the stress on the calf low. Rolling it felt pretty good. I could still feel some tender spots when I use the ball and I get pretty deep in there, but just did a little bit of active kind of stretching, warming it up, and I think I'm good to go. All right, that was 12 miles, very moderate effort. Felt pretty good. The first half, I would say the calf felt very tender. I noticed it on almost every step, just a little bit painful. And as time went on, I started to notice it less and less. So at some point I was running and I realized that I didn't feel it at all. And I really started thinking, okay, what has changed? Did it just warm up? Did I change my stride? Was I leaning at the waist a little bit different? Trying to understand what might have caused it to go away or to just not be feeling it. I don't know if it was just me being in the zone or the leg had warmed up enough and maybe it had released a little bit so it wasn't as balled up and as tight, but felt pretty good. So I'm glad I did that on the lever. I will probably do most of my runs this week on the lever. Maybe I'll do track. I'll try and do track again. All depends on how it feels. I think it's in my best interest to get this more under control than to worry about trying to squeak out a little bit more speed. I think the fitness is here. We're only a few weeks out. Just maintain, but make sure that I don't injure myself. So total time was 1 hour and 37 minutes, 12.01 miles, and an 8:05 pace. I didn't want to push it. I kind of got it up to 8 and on the treadmill and would dial up a little bit and then feel like it was hurting, so then pull it down. So overall, 8:05 was 5 seconds per mile over the prescribed workout, but that's what I had today. It is 11 o'clock and I am headed down to Costa Mesa, which is about 35 minutes from my house. I'm headed down to drop off the tri-bike to get tuned up, get the disc wheel all set up. Raul, who is my mechanic, he's actually been on the podcast before. He is the man that I trust most in Orange County with my bike. So I'm gonna drop the bike off with him, should be able to get there and then leave there by 11:45, 12 o'clock. Get back to Brea for Evelyn's warm-ups, meet her and Christina there for the soccer game. Soccer game is at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, then back home for a little while before heading out to Emmeline's commit day for volleyball. On Friday morning, I asked for some questions to answer during this episode, and I got a bunch of questions. Some of them I think I'm gonna use for the podcast tomorrow because I think they'd be really good discussions between Tony, Austin, and I. So I'm gonna answer as many of them as I can today, and then I'll take some to the podcast. If I don't get to all of them, I will use the rest of them for the next video. One question I got was, when is my return to Ironman and full distance? That is no time soon. Sorry, Tim, but I really don't have a desire to go back to doing a full at this time. the kids' lives are only getting busier and busier, getting into junior high with show choir and club volleyball still, club track. Emmeline is also on the track team at the junior high. Evelyn is on the soccer team. They do swim one day a week. It's just crazy busy. And I just don't feel that I have the time to dedicate to the type of training that I would like to put in to do another Ironman. Now, could I go and complete an Ironman? I do 100% believe I could complete an Ironman today. I would, I don't have the bike fitness in me per se. I mean, I haven't put a lot of training in beyond 3.5 hour rides. So I would definitely need to do that. I'd need to put in some more long runs, but I don't have that desire right now. I really enjoy the half distance. It challenges me. I love the focus of putting in the hard efforts and really continuing to try and get faster and faster and take those shots at trying to get on the podium and qualify for the World Championships. That being said, I do want to qualify for the Boston Marathon, and I did not do that this year. Tim had a follow-up question, and that was, how do I select my races for the year? And that's really kind of by feel. This is first year I have not actually registered for any races. Right now I'm in this mode of waiting to see how North Carolina goes. I've got North Carolina, and then about a month and a half later, I've got the last race of the season, which is 70.3 La Quinta. But I do kind of have a race schedule in mind if things go the way I want them to. After finishing La Quinta, I would like to shift my focus on building my run mileage up, kind of like I did last year, but hopefully I do not get injured. I want to ramp up to a marathon and run, I think right now, I'm looking at the Ventura Marathon to try and qualify for Boston. After that, on my list, which it all depends on what happens these last two races of the year, possibly St. George 70.3 for a spot for Spain if I don't have one. But I'd really, really like to do the Boise 70.3, and I'm probably gonna sign up for that pretty soon because I wanna get the Flex 90 and do that because that's the first year that race will be happening. My old neighbor, Gary, lives right near there, so I think it'd be a lot of fun to go out there and race with him. And after that, the only real thing on the calendar would possibly be Spain, or will be Spain. And that's it right now. So for me, it all depends on how this year goes and kind of picking a couple of key races, which lately World Championships have been kind of the key race that I've been trying to pick around. And if I qualify for Boston, so having Boston being a goal for 2026 to run it, then I definitely have to make that a priority for getting that in. And I'd really like to take a shot at that earlier in the season versus this year. I was gonna take a shot early, got hurt, then I was gonna take a shot late, and it got too busy. Wanted to go to Philly Live, so I skipped my marathon chance at Santa Rosa. There's not much strategy, I would say, other than trying to work around family life. The girls have events. We are trying to take a trip to Vietnam next summer. So that plays a big factor into what I will be doing next year. And third question for right now, because I am just a couple miles down from Raul's exit, and that was, do I primarily film all of this content for my videos on the GoPro? And that is a no. I actually have used the GoPro less and less. Mainly I use the GoPro for action shots only, in the pool because it's waterproof, on the bike, but I've used the Insta360 a lot more recently on the bike now that they have an 8K version, and on my run. So when I'm working out outdoors, that is the primary camera. Otherwise, the camera I'm shooting on right now is the Pocket 3 from DJI, which has a nice little screen. It has a gimbal, has a wireless mic because audio is critical. And then when I'm at home and I'm training, if I want to do slow motion stuff and just have a nicer quality, low light shooting a lot as well, I will use my Canon R5 with an external mic, and that I have a lot of lenses for, and that produces the best picture. But it really just depends on what I'm shooting. There's the man.
There he is. How you doing?
Good, how are you doing? I was just talking about you on camera, saying this is the man in Orange County. Get your bike serviced. Only guy I trust in Orange County. I know. You got them all. How's it going?
All this damage happened this weekend.
Ooh, what happened to your eye?
What happened to it?
I don't know. Did you get poked in the eye or you got elbowed? No. But what happened during the game? The elbow action? Yeah. You feel all right? Well, we're gonna head over real quick and hit Whole Foods. The guy who pushes around the cart with the fresh fruit was not there anymore. It's a Sunday, so they're not always around on Sundays, usually for Saturday games, but there's a Whole Foods down here, and the Whole Foods little buffet, salad bar, all of that is great, and I'm gonna grab some lunch before we go home and get ready to go to volleyball.
We had a long night, but it was alright. I took 2 broken blades into a fist fight. She said, give me a reason why I should take it or leave it. Why don't you just give me a reason why I should take it or leave it, or you can leave it here.
Okay, so there's a power button on this side. Oh, it's on the other side. See, push that. All right, power it up and see how charged it is. It's fully charged. And then it's on full power, so it squeezes the hardest. And then you hit that button right there. There you go. Why do you like when I do my legs?
Because you stay still and you won't move, and I can cuddle you.
This is what we do this is what we need to do when we watch family movie.
Oh yeah, they want me to put these on when they want me to stay still and not move. It forces me to cuddle. So
You need to put them on Maple.
I think the video's done for the weekend. I recorded all weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
I want to tell them like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Make sure you wish Jeff a get well.
Oh, what happened to Jeff?
Jeff is the guy who crashed on his bike.
Oh no!
Yeah, tell him to wish him good well. Get well.
Get well.
No, tell them to wish him get well.
Tell Jeff to get well.
I can do that so much better.
Good night, Maple.
We love to